All right, show me the money. NFL picks for week number 5 are here. We are into the month of October. And joining me today to break it down, one of the hosts of the Sorry to Interrupt podcast, Sean Rowe, is back with us. Sean, how are you?
Mike, thanks for having me back on, man. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. My football team's a dumpster fire, and my baseball team decided not to make the playoffs. Other than that, though, everything is peachy.
Oh my God, the Mets.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah, yeah. That's a discussion for a different day here. But we're here on a rare positive note for the Giants. They won a football game on Sunday.
Yeah, but even with the positives, there were some negatives. Malik Neighbors tears his ACL, the latest casualty of the MetLife turf, and he's out for the year. So even when there's a little bit of excitement with the rookie quarterback, bad things still seem to happen.
Yeah, you can't outlast the MetLife turf monster. He's a sacrifice every year.
Oh my God. I read it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there was a list of injuries from like 2017 to the Giants, like main players. They're either ACLs or Achilles, and there's like 8 of them. I'm like, that actually seems low. If you gave me 10 as the over under, I would have gone over.
It doesn't even count Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't even
Oh, it
count,
was just Giants.
yeah, it doesn't count all the 49ers who got hurt when they came here in 2020 played the Jets. And remember that one game where they like it was like week 2, I think like 5 guys go down that turf, which is insane.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yet there's going to be grass there for the World Cup. So
No,
I don't get it.
don't worry, they'll rip it right up when it's done and go back to turf so they can have concerts.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah, so apart from the league neighbors injury, what did you see in this game? Because like I felt this was a good spot for the Giants coming into the game.
I didn't. I thought the Chargers were going to steamroll because they just looked so good. They were 3-0 and they were humming, but Alt gets hurt early in the game. Another lineman's out, so they're just absolutely beat up in the offensive line. And the one thing the Giants do well is rush the passer and create havoc there. So obviously, once you saw Joe Alt go out and a couple of their other linemen, Herbert was going to be running for his life. And the Giants created pressure. You got Burns, you got Abdul Carter, who was actually basically explicitly lining up on the edge, which is where he should be. They were toying him around at the linebacker position in the first 3 weeks. So it was nice to see him actually do what he's supposed to do. Thibodeau's had a good year. Dexter Lawrence creating the pressure from the nose tackle position, getting the turnover there. So that was obviously something the Giants could exploit. And for Dart, nothing super impressive. Completed 13 of 20 passes. I would like to see him start sliding. Tom and I talked about that on the pod. Like, I love the energy, I love the bravado, but you're going to get yourself killed out there trying to do that. But listen, hopefully it's Mike. It's the beginning of a new era, and the Giants hopefully have their guy, and that's what's exciting. And this young trio of early round picks between Carter, Dart, and Scadaboo are all contributing, a lot here in the early season.
Absolutely here. And we saw a lot of Jackson Dart here, a lot of design runs for him. We saw him be willing to use his legs and like extend plays here. Like I think Jackson Dart, like he brought energy. You're like that, the Giants had a pulse when he played, which is fantastic. Thing I worry
Mhm.
about here is obviously number one, no neighbors is going to be a big problem him passing wise. And the thing of is how aggressive he plays, you're worried that like he's going to take too many hits and just like miss time and impact his development that way.
Yeah, that's my concern too. In 2019, Jones got off to a really good start and he got hurt with a hamstring, I think after 3 or 4 starts, missed a chunk of the season, came back late. But you were hoping he was going to have a lot more time in that rookie season. The worst thing that can happen is Dart missing a significant amount of time because he's his own worst enemy and gets hurt doing something reckless. So I obviously hope that he's able to play the whole year. As far as putting up massive numbers, look, I think now you understand that one of the better receivers in the NFL is off your team, and one of the best targets on your team is gone. So you're not going to put up the necessarily the production. For me, it's all eye test. And I love stats. I love analytics. I love data. All those things are awesome. But I want to see a guy that competes and makes the team better and absolutely gets some of these guys who have been accustomed to nothing but losing actually believe that he's the guy when it's all said and done. And he's going to come with his rookie mistakes. We know that. He's going to throw some ill-timed interceptions. He's going to put the ball on the ground. But, the things that you look for are those things getting better over time. So that's something that I'm obviously going to be looking for over the course of the season with Dart.
Yep, absolutely here. And they have a big game on Sunday against the Saints here. And for a while, it looked like, okay, Giants are in trouble. The schedule's very tough. Now you got to win. If Brandon
Hmm.
Aubrey's not a 64-yard field goal, you're 500. This is a very
Yeah.
winnable game in theory for the Giants because you go down, play the Saints. They're 0-4. They are not very good. But the thing you worry about with the Saints is that like they have been feisty in three of the four games. The Seahawks game was a blowout, but they were in three of them. I don't think it's as easy as some Giant fans are making it out to be right now.
I don't know why any Giants fans should assume that any game is easy. Like, I hate that section of the fan base that just is like, oh, we should win this game. Why? You suck just like everybody else. All the other teams are circling you on their schedule, thinking that they can beat you. So no, it's not going to be an easy place to play. It's not going to be an easy game. The Saints present some issues, and yeah, I would like to think they could win. It's the one game that you circled in the first 9 games of the season that you might actually have a semblance of a chance to win, but don't take it for granted. Go in there, and it's probably going to be a close game amongst two teams that are not going to win, probably more than 7 games, or more than the 9 games total. So I hope that, again, I want to see some stuff that I saw in the Chargers game. Create a couple of turnovers, exploit their pass or their offensive line, force Rattler into some bad decisions, and maybe be, set up for plus territory where you can get into the end zone a couple times.
I'm glad you brought up the point about, like everybody saying, oh, like this game's a win, this game's a
It
win.
drives me
It, wor-
nuts.
it works both ways because you guarantee they're sitting here in New Orleans right now saying, boy, we can beat the Giants this week and get off the
Of
street.
course. It's like, oh, rookie quarterback in his second start, his first road start in the Superdome. Tough place to play even when they're bad. They struggle with a lot of things. They struggle with penalties. They struggle with red zone offense. They struggle getting off the field on third down. So the
No Malik
Giants
Neighbors.
and no Malik Neighbors. So the Giants should not be. If there's any fans that are just looking like, oh, we can win this game, we got this. I'm like, you need your temperature checked, man. Because in the last 10 years, the Giants have lost more than any team in the NFL, and that counts your Jets. So the Giants, from whatever interpretation they have of this prideful organization, they are right there with the dregs of the NFL, and there is no reason anybody should be looking at the New York Giants and being like, yup, that's a team that's going to cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, I'll see what happens here. So we'll go to the pick recap. Is the reason why you're here. So I mean, Troy Moriel stopped by last. He went 1-2 on the week. He had the Raiders getting the point and a half. I think they were favored. I forgot to flip the sign when we locked it in, so he lost that one. He got the Rams laying at 3.5. Took care of Daniel Jones. Ravens minus 2.5. I said I want no part of that game, and then they got smoked.
Yeah, that was a tough one with the Rams because if Adonai Mitchell doesn't do something that should get anybody cut, the Colts might win that game.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's 1-2. I went 1-2 as well. I bet the Giants last week. I said I love the spot for the Giants, and I said they could cover. They won outright, so that's my win. The Titans, ugh, like that,
Oh,
I was like the Texans should not be favored by touchdown or anybody. They won by 26, and then the Packer game ended a tie. So go figure.
I had the Packers in my picks last week with Tom too, Mike. Don't feel bad. Their defense really let us down. Forget about letting them down. They let us down.
Yeah. So on the year so far, tight race. Challenger 6-6. I'm 7-5. So we gotta get some good juju here at the picks. We gotta like get back on track.
Yeah, and I'll admit when I was looking these over, there weren't a ton I felt great about. The one I actually would have liked to do was the Thursday night game, but we were already going to be recording, so I felt like that would be a little bit of a cheap move. So I went with 3 other games on the board, 2 of which are the locals,
Yeah. Yeah.
because those were 2 I actually felt the better about.
All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. As the guest, you can go first. We're going to pick one.
All right, Mike, I appreciate that. I'm going to go to Giants Saints. We just talked about the game. The Saints are 1.5 point home favorites. I am going to take the Giants, all for the reasons that I said if you were to be optimistic about them. I think it's a close game. I think it's an ugly game, but I do like the Giants. I do feel like this is such a team that's used to losing, and you had the dead weight of Daniel Jones. You had, these terrible backup quarterbacks. You had the corpse of Russell Wilson. I think Dart gives them some hope. And even without Malik Neighbors, you can run the ball with Scadaboo, control the clock, maybe get Wan'Dale Robinson. I look for him to have a big day. I think the Giants win a pretty close game. So I'm going to take the Giants down in the Big Easy.
Yeah, that's a good spot here. I mean, the number's so low. You think the Giants win the football game, just take it because I think like
Mhm.
I can't argue against the logic there. Like I can't pack the Saints for anything. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, and again, they were feisty in that Bills game, but that 2 weeks ago we watched them go to Seattle, and that game was over in 5 minutes.
Yep, that saved me in the knockout pool 2 weeks ago. So
There you go.
that's pick one. Pick two. Where are you going?
Pick two, I'm going with the Jets. They are home dogs against the Cowboys. They're plus 2.5. I'm taking the Cowboys minus 2.5 at MetLife. I know their defense is a sieve. I get that. But the Jets, in the words of Brees Hall, other teams shoot themselves in the foot, we shoot ourselves in the head. So even if the game is relatively close, the Jets will find a way to do something dumb. I think Fields could have a good day, but the Jets defense is horrible. We just watched what the Cowboys offense did against the Packers. I like the Cowboys in this spot. I'm going to take them on the road.
Hey, nothing wrong with that pick here, though. I will point out historically, the last time the Cowboys came to MetLife when the Jets were 0-4,
Darnold, right?
whipped them up and they won the game. So this is the one where like I want no part of this football game. I can see this going either way.
And you're a fan, so I get that. I remember that game vividly. Like, how in the hell did the Cowboys lose that game? I just look at this Jets team, and maybe it gets better, but right now it's bad.
All right, that's pick two. Where are you going with pick three?
Last one, I have a battle of backup quarterbacks, Vikings at Browns, two good defenses. Dylan Gabriel's getting his first start. I don't really look at Gabriel any differently than I looked at Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was absolutely awful this year, but that Browns defense has been so good. It allowed them to win a wild game on a walk-off field goal against the Packers. I know they got torched by the Lions last week, but the Lions are a different kind of offense. Carson Wentz is going to get sacked a lot in this game. He's going to throw a couple of interceptions. This is going to be an ugly game that I feel bad for you if you watch it in its totality. But I'm going to take the Browns at home plus 3.5.
I'm going to say you have to be a sick individual, wake up at 9:30 a.m. to watch this football game,
Oh,
if you're not a fan of teams. If you're a fan of the team, I get it. But like if you're a casual, like I don't know why you're getting up to watch this game.
find something else, anything else.
Just bet the under and hope it hits.
That's exactly how I'm feeling, Mike.
All right, so your picks are on the board. I'm going to go ahead now and start off my list here. Pick number one, I think in terms of intriguing games here, I like the Houston Texans here, laying 2.5 in Baltimore against the Ravens. And I know everybody's going to go, oh, Lamar Jackson might sit this one out. This is an easy pick. Now I know why I'm taking this game. I love Jackson being out does help here. Have you noticed how bad the Raven defense is, Sean?
Oh, have I noticed? I mean, they're abysmal.
Yeah. And everybody's hurt. So it's not like there's help guys walking through the door going to fix the problem here. I think of the spot here. Houston's D is very good. Cooper Rush is probably starting his football game. And I'm laying less than the field goal. I know going to Baltimore is scary, but this is like the TV version of Baltimore right now compared to what we thought we were getting at the start of the season. So lay the points to the Texans. You're gonna get covered.
I like that pick. I made this pick with Tom and I's picks this week too. They were my fourth one. Yeah, I think Stroud and that offense found something last week, albeit against a terrible Titans team. But like you said, this Ravens defense is a sieve. You got Cooper Rush playing. That defense for Houston is outstanding. One of the top four in the league. And then also, Matabuke, who is a huge, huge stalwart on their defense, is out for the year. So I like this pick.
All right, let's pick one. Pick number two. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I get laying 2.5 at home against the Commanders here. And I bet against the Chargers last week. I said I did not like them going 10 a.m. body time across the country, 3 straight division wins, like there's a letdown spot. That game, I think, got them focused again. Now you got the Commanders coming in here. Jaden Daniels is coming off the missing time with the knee injury. You've got them down a receiver, potentially Terry McLaurin missing this game. Not a good spot to be against an angry Charger team and a Jesse Minter-led defense that has been one of the best in the league so far. They held the Giants 21. I think this is a game where they think they win by like at least 7. So I think I'll lay the points to the Chargers as a bounce back spot.
I like that pick a lot. I'm with you.
All right, let's pick two and pick number 3. I'll go to Monday night. I'm gonna take the 3.5 points for the home dog of the Jaguars here. And I know everybody's ready. The Chiefs are back. Xavier Worthy's back. Patrick Mahomes is chucking it deep again. Everything is great. I don't think everything's great. I think this is more a product of the Baltimore Ravens being complete like dumpster fire on defense than the Chiefs having figured things out. I think there's still growing pains they're solving here. I think there'll be more hole when Rashee Rice is back in 2 weeks. And Jacksonville has been feisty. They went on the road and won in San Francisco last week, which is not something you could sleep on here. The 49ers have not lost the game yet. You're getting points at home as a dog with the hook on Monday night. I love that spot. Give me the Jags to cover the number.
God bless you on this one. I fucking hate the Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence sucks. I think that team sucks. They beat another team that's having the 49ers, as Tom said, are just running it back as that year from hell team. Yeah, the good. God bless you. I've gone to the well with Jacksonville so many times. I hate them. I hate Trevor Lawrence. So I can't endorse it, but I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Yeah, the Chiefs also play with their food. Something you have to think about here after that big win with Detroit the week after. Maybe you're looking ahead a little
Mhm.
bit. So Duval.
Oh no.
All right, to reset the picks of the week here, Sean's gone with the Giants plus 1.5 to win in New Orleans. The Cowboys laying with 2.5 at MetLife against the Jets, and the Browns getting 3.5 in London against the Vikings here in a game that you should not be watching if you are not invested in either of these two football teams.
That's right.
I picks the Chargers laying 2.5 at home against the Commanders. The Texans laying 2.5 against the Ravens in Baltimore, possibly down Lamar Jackson. And the Jaguars as 3.5 point home dogs on Monday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs. So those are your picks for week number 5 here on the podcast. And Sean, are you doing the knockout pool this year?
I've been doing it with this group that I've been doing for a long time. So somehow I'm still alive. I'm notoriously awful. In full disclosure, for my survivor pick this week, I went with the Rams tonight. So
Yeah, so you were locked in. By the time people listen to this, they'll know if Sean is advanced or not.
yeah, this is the first time I've gotten past week like 2 in like years. So I'm just having fun at this point.
Yeah, I'm alive as well. I have gone with my first. I went Denver week 1, Baltimore
Yeah, me too.
Baltimore week 2, which I'm very happy I did that now.
Me too.
I took Seattle week 3,
Me too.
and then I took Detroit last week.
Yeah, Mike, we've done the same pick so far.
We are diverging here.
We are. So your
Yeah,
good luck must be rubbing off on me because this is the first time I've been able to get this far in a long time.
yeah. I'll give you the wisdom behind my pick. I am taking Arizona this week against Tennessee at home.
Yeah, that's fair.
When your quarterback says we ass in terms of offensive performance, you pick against that quarterback.
And he's not wrong. And that was kind of my thought with the Jets this week too, where it's just like short week, Glenn's just tearing into them. Everything sounds awful. I'm like, maybe they find a way to turn it around, but it's not right now.
Yeah, like I'm like if I get beat by Cam Ward on the road in
Yeah.
this spot when the Titans are very changed play callers and have no idea what they're doing, like shame on me.
It's also a good pick because like when are you ever going to pick Arizona again?
Yeah, and like for me, it's too early in the year to be picking a road team in this spot.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I
people pitch me Cowboy. They said like I would think about it if it was like in Dallas, but like I've seen too much weird shit with the Jets over the years where if I picked against them in the knockout pool,
mhm.
they'll knock me out.
Yep. And you know what, Mike? That's been my reconciliation all these years. And this year I'm just going with my gut. The first instinct, I'm going with it. So far I've been okay.
Yeah, because I my gut leaned Arizona when I saw the sheet, which is what I went.
I love that. Hey, you're still alive, so you might as well roll with it.
I made it to October.
Good job.
Yeah.
Me too.
So do you. So good luck this week on that. And thanks for stopping by. People want to follow you guys on social media and on the pod. How can they do that?
Yeah, Mike, thanks for always having us on, whether it's both of us or just me or Tom. Follow us at Sorry Sports on Twitter and follow us at Sorry _Sports on Instagram and TikTok.